button. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I think this is so far very well attended. Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Well, there, we just hit page 5.
Page 5. All right. Woohoo. Raising the roof. So I'm going to start because it is time to start. I like to be on time. So again, good evening, everyone. My name is Nancy, and my husband David and I own Royal Splendor and Royal Splendor Travel. Tonight, we are going to go over shore excursions. It is a pleasure to have Courtney with us. Per my email, I explained to you all that she has worked in the cruise industry for a few years. She spent quite a few months in the British Isles, which is fantastic. And she was very instrumental in helping and putting together these shore excursions, working with our different vendors and kind of coming up with plan B, C, and D. So tonight, we're still going to do the same rules as we've done in the past. If you have a question, you're going to use the raise hand, which is this little button down here. You're going to see it comes up, and then it kind of, you'll go in a line, and I will just go through that. We do ask that you listen to everything first before you do the raise hand, because we will hopefully cover all of your questions. And if you have other questions, please just, you can put them in the chat as well. I'll be monitoring the chat. Does everybody know how to use the chat on the bottom? It's that cute little thing that says chat. That cute little thing that says chat. And you can type in a question in chat. Let me see here. I'll just say, hello, everyone. And you'll see my little message. So that's a good place to put a message, because I know sometimes if you get very excited, you don't want to forget your question. So you're getting excited. It's always good just to type it in chat, and we will try to hit every question that's in there that's possible. And let's see here. I think we're kind of slowing down on those joining here. Lynette saying hello to everyone. Hello, Barb. Luziak is saying hello. Valerie, hello. Colton, hello. Okay, you guys are doing well in the chat, so very good. Hello, Sheila. So don't worry if you're new to Zoom and you're kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. We're here to help you. The biggest thing is just to keep yourself on mute so that we don't have background noise, so that we can hear. And then when it's your turn, when I call you to speak, just unmute yourself by clicking the little speaker button that's on my screen. It's bottom left. And then sometimes it takes a minute or two, and then it will, or a second or two, and then it will pop up, and then we can hear you. So, all right. We're still going crazy here on getting everyone in. Perfect. Excellent. Let's see here.
Can I ask a question? No.
Okay, so if you have a question, you have to use your little raise the hand icon on the bottom. But I see that Shelly, don't worry about that. We can talk about that soon. But while we wait just a couple more minutes, I see Frickin' Frat, you have a question. You raised your hand. Just testing this out.
Hi, Nancy.
Did you unmute?
Hi. I guess our biggest question is there a dinner reservation time or only a seating?
Okay, yes, there will be a time and a set restaurant for us. We requested this quite a few months ago, but we're always early requesting this, so they know that where we would like to, what restaurant we'd like to have all our meals at for dinner and a time. So we won't know that until next year, because they're not doing any kind of assigning at the moment. So
The other question was the time, since it's 8-hour excursions, when do we get back?
Time-wise.
Okay, so in regards to excursions and stuff, Courtney will go over those, but we will be getting back in plenty of time to guarantee we'll be there before the ship leaves.
In time to change your clothes for dinner?
I'm sorry?
In time to change your clothes for dinner?
Well, you know what? You're always looking beautiful. Anyway, Linda, you guys always look beautiful, and once we confirm those, we'll give you guys a list for the times. Our most important thing is making sure we're having an amazing time and adventure. You know, we're creating these memories. We're going to be there full days. I can't promise you you're going to have time to dress up, but I can promise you you will be able to get on this ship before it leaves.
Nancy, Nancy,
That's
Okay,
fair
Janice,
enough.
it's not your turn yet, love.
I feel
No, like I say, that's definitely fair enough. Do you expect us to be in high tea attire in Belfast, since that's the end of the day?
Well, I love that
somebody
short.
would help me.
I love
How
that
do I get
short.
the picture?
I love that short excursion, and Courtney's going to be talking a lot
I
about
guess
that.
I can't.
So the good thing about it is we can always bring our big hats and leave them on the bus, and then wear them for high tea.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So
David a hug, and I'll
Nobody-
mute it.
I will. Okay. Thank you for raising your hand. Janice, how can we help you, hon?
How do I get my picture on here? You see, I can't see. You
Do
see
you
what-
have a little viewfinder that you have to open?
I don't know what you mean. Where do I find it?
That's going to be tough for me to tell you because I don't know what kind of computer you have. It's like a little TV screen. You used to be able to work
I
it.
have thing that says share screen, chat.
No, your video. It's your video. It is an actual camera on your computer.
It looks
Oh.
like there's something covering your camera.
Yes.
I don't know how to. Can you hear me though?
Yep, we can hear you, so don't worry about it. Can you see us?
I only see a couple of you. I'm telling you, I'm not good at this.
Okay, well, I just need you to do is listen, and you're going to be awesome, okay? Don't worry about anything else.
Okay, can I ask a couple of questions?
We're actually going to start. I did take a question. I do apologize. But we're gonna actually start, and then we'll answer questions at the end, okay? Because otherwise,
Now, how do I put my hand up?
on the bottom, you're gonna see where it says raise hand. You already did that, so
But I don't, oh, I see what you're talking about.
yeah,
Like that?
that's perfect. Okay, so thank you, everyone. We also have in the house Sharon Roker. Where are you? Sharon Roker, I am so appreciative of all that you're doing on our Facebook page. And Sharon, can you give us a little update on the Cruisin' Cuties program?
Well, there's some ladies that are not sending cards, and I don't know if it's because they haven't checked their spam folder, but a lot of ladies are getting their cards and they're real happy about it. They're excited about it.
Perfect. And if you're wondering what the Cruisin' Cuties is, it was a card exchange program that we started in October. And
yes.
yeah, Sharon was kind enough to do this for us. She's also has done this for Cathyville. So I'm so appreciative to everyone that's participating, and I know you're getting cards. If you haven't gotten a card, just pop Sharon an email or a Facebook message. Again, computers, things do fall in your spam folder or your junk folder. So just let us know if you need any help with that. But I love everybody's cute cards that they're getting, and it's just a fun little activity. And it's a guessing game. Who am I? So when you get on the cruise ship, you're going to hopefully have enough clues, and we're going to play a little game that you can actually figure out who your cruising cutie is. So thank you for that update.
Next month, we're having a drawing.
Yes, and in December, we're having a drawing, so that's going to be amazing. So keep checking the Facebook page. And I know not everybody's on Facebook. On our next email, we'll send out a link again for you to join. But if your daughter's on Facebook and she wants to help you with that, not a problem. She can put that in the notes when she joins, because we do ask one easy question so we can make sure everybody's participating. Hey, Della. Okay. Thank you again, Sharon. I appreciate that. That's
No problem.
awesome. All right. Oh, yes. Remember, ladies, if I call on you, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Cheryl Johnson is texting me. She can't get on for some reason. And I told her just to click on the link in the email. She said that's what she did.
Okay, so eek. That's a tough. Tell her to get out and come back in. Tell her to like close her windows and come back in and click on the link we emailed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
That should help her. All right. Well, Courtney, are you ready?
Yes, I believe so.
Beautiful. Well, everybody, I just want to take a moment to thank Courtney and just let her know how much I appreciate her as part of the Royal Splendor and Royal Splendor travel team. She has created our new invoicing program. She's created me going digital, which has been really scary but fun. I have all these books back here. And she's like, you can't take 10 books on the cruise ship with you, Nancy. So she's also put together this amazing form for the shore excursion. Hopefully you've had some opportunities to review it. And I'm gonna turn the mic over to her so that she can start today's program. So yeah, everybody, let's clap for Courtney.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. If you guys don't know me yet, my name is...
Oh, hold on.
Here we go.
There you go. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You've probably met me with Zoom meetings. I might have done your airfare, or you've emailed me, things like that. Nancy did mention I used to work on cruise ships. I worked on Celebrity Cruise Line when I was doing the British Isles, so I have done a very similar itinerary to this. The only place that I haven't been to on this itinerary that we're going to is the Orkney Islands. So I'm very excited about that. I've been to a lot of places. Let's get started here. I am going to go ahead and go over first how to fill out the shore excursion form, and then I'll do some highlights about the shore excursions themselves. So let's get started. Alrighty, you should be able to see me here. Okay. All right. So this is the form here that you should have gotten in an email. If you didn't, go ahead and give us a call or give us an email at Nancy or Courtney at royalsplendor.com, and we'll be happy to send you a link to this form. We do have, they're all-day tours. There are a couple exceptions. The Orkney Islands are half-day tours. And everything else is 7 to 8 hours. They are full day tours, they're personal tours. You get extra time for going to like stopping at places. I know like Princess Shore excursions, you typically just like pass by the Temple Bar and St. Patrick's Cathedral, for example, in Dublin. But for our tours, we will be stopping. We'll have quick stops, maybe 15-20 minutes to take photos and restroom breaks, things like that. The first thing that we're going to do here for the form is your information. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out this form so you guys can see how it works. I do have some fun things in here. So the first thing, I'll fill out my name. My name is Courtney Newren, and if you do have more than one guest, then you'll just select a second person, and then this does pop up the next guest's names that you will fill in there. So I'll just say Nancy Neville. There we go. This does say if anybody in your party is paying separately, they will need to fill out their own form. So if you are going to fill out your form for your roommate, just make sure that you are the one paying for both you and your roommate. I am going to fill out a phone number here and my email address. And I'm going to put in my billing address here. This is not my actual billing address. Anything you see here with a little red star just means that that is required. So if you get to the end of the form and there's something that's not filled out, then you will get a little box right here that says this field is required, and that means that you do have to fill it out. So I actually am going to leave that blank so you can see what that's going to look like at the end if you do have something that's not filled out to its fullest. Our first question here is, are you joining us for the Paris Post Tour? And this is because if you are joining us for the Paris Post Tour, the Normandy and Paris France Shore excursions are included in your Paris Post Tour. You do not have to sign up for Normandy and Paris. They are already included. You don't have to do anything further at this point. So I am going to say yes here. I do not use any mobility aids, but if you do, then we'll ask you to fill out, who in your party is using a cane or a walker or a scooter. Now, scooters, we do have some options to rent. So those are only available on the ship themselves. They are electric scooters and they don't fit under the buses themselves. But we do have the ability for you to rent scooters through this form if that's something that you would like to do. I'm going to fill those out. All right, and then the very next part of our form is getting to the good stuff. So exciting! Our very first tour today is Cork, Ireland. It's Sunday, May 5th. So we do have the cruise, starts on May 3rd. We do have a sea day after that. And then on May 5th is when we will be in Cork, Ireland. Now, Cork is the city. It's about 20 minutes away from Cobh, C-O-B-H, and that is the port that we will be docking in. Cork, Ireland is beautiful. It's home to the Blarney Castle, which is probably one of the most famous land sites in Ireland. If you kiss the Blarney Stone, then you are supposed to get the gift of gab. So if you are already a talker, I would highly suggest, maybe skipping kissing the Blarney Stone unless you want to get some more gab in you. The Blarney Stone is right here. If you can see that, that's this castle right here. And it does take 125 steps to get up there. If you can see this is one of the staircases here. So they are quite sturdy. They're very narrow. They all have handrails. Will go very slow. You do have a line to get up through the Blarney Castle. So even if you do, struggle with stairs, you shouldn't have an issue. I went with my dad. It was right before he got his hip replaced and he did it just fine. He's in his late 60s and he was perfectly fine doing the Blarney Castle. The other part of this shore excursion is the Woolen Mills. This is attached to the Blarney Castle and Gardens. They do have a cafeteria style lunch here, and you can get some handmade woolen items. Those are beautiful items. They do come from local vendors, and you can get some very unique items there. And this is all on the same property. The Blarney Castle, the Woolen Mills, and your lunch are all going to be right in the same area, all within walking distance. Our next tour, this is also in Cork, so this is a second option that you have. This is the Waterford tour. So if you do decide that you would like to do the Blarney Castle, you are not eligible to do Waterford because they do take up the whole day. So if you do say, yes, I want to do Cork, Ireland Tour 1, and yes, I want to do Cork, Ireland Tour 2, then it's going to make you fill out the names of each person at the end here. So if you get to that, I'll go over that in a little bit and tell you how to fix that. But for the Waterford Crystal Tour, Waterford is about a 2-hour drive from the Cobh Pier. And we will stop at the Lismore Castle and the Dungarvan Castle, and those will be photo opportunities. When we do get to Waterford, it is very close to Kilkenny, which is it's a very small town, but it has a lot of really, really good shopping. You'll find a lot of like trinket items and lots of good things to get for people back home. It's a great shopping opportunity there. Same with the Waterford Crystal Factory tour. You will go through and you'll see the workers actually etching these glass items. It's incredibly amazing. You can see them work in real time, and the process of what it takes to do the Waterford Crystal tour. You go from start to finish. And that one is just the tour, and we have a couple photo opportunities, and then you head back only just because it is a 2-hour drive each way. Our next stop is Monday, May 6th, and this is in Dublin, Ireland. This is one of my favorite cities in the whole wide world. I have been to over 120 countries, and Dublin is easily one of my favorites.
Courtney,
Yes.
slow down just a little.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I text you. She's so excited. So you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll tone it back a little bit. So Dublin, Ireland, the first tour that we have, the first option that we have for Dublin is the Book of Kells, which is a gilded Bible. It is a manuscript, religious text. You can kind of see it right here in this image. It's absolutely gorgeous. That is housed at the Trinity College, which is in the very heart of Dublin, Ireland. It's in a beautiful library area that you can go and view the Book of Kells, and then there is one set of stairs to go up to see the library. That is optional. There is an audio guide for the Book of Kells. You can get this either at the Trinity College. They have physical devices, or you can download the app on your phone, and I can help out with that. After we go see the Book of Kells, you'll have some free time for Grafton Street shopping, which is also very unique shopping. You'll get to see, it's the very heart of Dublin. This is where like the Temple Bar and St. Patrick's Cathedral are, and the Guinness Storehouse is not considered on Grafton Street, but it's very close. You will have time for lunch there. There's plenty of little bars and little restaurants and anything that you can think of. There's lots of fish and chips, anything that you can imagine, it's going to be there. After we go to the Book of Kells and you have some free time at Grafton Street, then we will be doing the Guinness Storehouse. Now, this Guinness Storehouse tour is one of the most popular attractions in all of Ireland. So we do have it available for both of the tours that we are offering in Dublin. This is an interactive experience. There's not an audio guide, but there are lots of different interactive things. Like there are like video displays, and you can interact with like what it takes to brew a glass of Guinness. It takes you through the aging process of Guinness beer, and it takes you through the history of Guinness itself, how it got to Dublin, why it is where it is now, and how it's grown over the years, things like that. It is a massive experience. There's about 5 floors. There are elevators. It's very accessible. It can be a little overwhelming when you first get into the experience. So just take your time, go see every single exhibit that you can, and we will allow you enough time to see everything. At the very end of the tour, you can go up to the very top floor where there is the Guinness Sky Bar, and this gives you a complete 360-degree view of the city of Dublin, and you will get a complimentary drink there. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, but they do offer, Guinness, ciders, sodas, anything that you like. They can get that for you there. All right, so our next tour in Dublin is also the Guinness Storehouse, which we just talked about. So this one is a backwards itinerary. So you'll start with the Guinness Storehouse, and then you'll have free time for the Grafton Street shopping that we talked about earlier. And that's where the famous Temple Bar is, and St. Patrick's Cathedral. These are some very fun things, and you have plenty of time to see anything that you would like there. And same with Trinity College. So if you don't choose the Dublin tour one, but you do want to see the Book of Kells, then there will be time for you to go see the Book of Kells during your free time on this tour, if that's something that you do want to do. The next item on this itinerary, we will be doing a Dublin Castle tour, and this is Dublin Castle is right in the heart of Dublin. It's very accessible. You walk off the bus, you go right to the castle. So that's a very nice castle to go to if you want to see some castles, but you might have, some trouble walking. This is a good one to do if you want to see some historical artifacts and some gorgeous scenery, things like that. This is a great tour to do if that is what you want. I am gonna go ahead and say I'm going to say yes to sign me up for Dublin, Ireland Tour 1. That is the one that I would recommend. That is the Book of Kells, that I think is just incredible. I've seen it probably 10 times, and I will never get bored of it. They do flip the pages every single day, so I've never seen the same page twice. So even if you have seen the Book of Kells before, then you will see a new page the next time you go. All right. Our next day is Tuesday, May 7th, and this will be in Belfast. This is in Northern Ireland. So our first 2 shore excursion days were in Southern Ireland, and they are part of the United Kingdom. Whereas Northern Ireland, Belfast, is part of the European Union. You will need euros in Belfast, whereas in Dublin and Cork, you will be using British pounds. We will have more information on that. We will be mailing packets out soon, and there will be more information about what kind of currency that you will need on this cruise. But that just gives you a little highlight. For our first tour in Belfast, we are going to start with the Titanic experience. This is an incredible experience here. You can see a sister ship of the Titanic and actually explore what the passengers experienced on the Titanic. You can go see the Grand Staircase, and you can, recreate the famous Titanic title movie sequence, which is really cool. As well as in the Titanic experience, they have a lot of like holographic projections of things explaining what the Titanic did and what went wrong with the engines and the iceberg, and if they hadn't hit one more hole, then we wouldn't have had such a problem. But it was just one of those experiences, and you learn a lot at this Titanic experience. You can do a lot here. This is actually where the Titanic was built in Belfast. So you can see the shipyard where the Titanic was put together. And that's exactly why that sister ship is there, because the sister ship was also built in the same shipyard. It's a fabulous experience. I've done it several times, and it's also incredibly accessible. You can walk around anywhere. There's no stairs. It's all on one floor. I believe they do have a second floor on the ship itself. There are elevators that can take you there, though. This first tour in Belfast is one of our most popular ones, and this is because this has high tea at Belfast Castle, which is very exciting. So we do have, this is Belfast Castle right here, if you can see that, with the purple roof and the pink accents here. We are gonna be, finger sandwiches, scones, tea, everything that you think of when you think of high tea is exactly what we're going to be experiencing. If you would like to dress up for this, you are more than welcome to. It is not required, though. So I always like to say that we enjoy it. We will be dressing up for this particular shore excursion, but that is always completely optional. That is the same for dinners. The only nights we do have 2 formal nights that there are certain dress codes that the cruise ship will require that you adhere to, but they're very relaxed. As long as you're not wearing, jeans on a formal night, then you should be fine. Even just like a nice pair of slacks and a blouse would be beautiful. One of the things about this tour and the next tour as well is they do have a city tour of Belfast. We do have some quick stops like Belfast City Hall and St. Anne's Cathedral. The Crown Bar is one of the oldest bars in Ireland. It was established in 1849, I believe, and it's incredibly close quartered, so you get to see and feel how it was like in the 1800s, and see the different architecture and things like that. It's very cool. I am going to go ahead and move on to Belfast, Ireland 2. This is tour 2. This one also includes the Titanic Belfast experience, again, because this is just one of the experiences that is incredibly popular, and it's one of those things that we think that you should all see. It's incredibly moving and incredibly eye-opening. You can learn a lot. So both of our Belfast tours do include the Titanic experience. The difference with this one is it does go to the Belfast Botanic Gardens. These are absolutely gorgeous. You can see the Belfast Botanic Gardens right here. It's a very large venue. You don't have to go around the whole thing, but we're going at a fabulous time in May. It should be a great time to see all the flowers in bloom. You'll have a lot of tropical and a lot of, everything here. I do see they have a rose garden and lots of trees, flower beds and sculptures that you can view at your leisure. I love the Belfast Botanic Gardens. I've been there several times, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So I will be signing up for this tour. That is my recommendation, but you do what you like. I know that Nancy is very excited to be doing the high tea at Belfast Castle. So, and I know a lot of you have already signed up for high tea at Belfast Castle too. And I would love to join you for that too, but I love Botanic Gardens. And it's really just a personal preference, whatever you want to do. We are going to be going, this is a backwards itinerary. So the first tour, the Belfast tour with the high tea, does start with the Titanic experience. And then this second tour with Belfast ends with the Titanic experience. And that's just so we don't have insane crowds all going at the same time. And we'll hope we get to make sure that you all get to see everything. All right, moving on. We do have our next day. This is our first stop in Scotland. This is Glasgow. This is a full day tour. This is Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. This is the outside here, and this is the inside. So they did just do a remodel of the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. So I haven't seen it yet since they've done the remodel, but it looks absolutely gorgeous from what I've seen. They used to have a bunch of like a T-Rex and a giraffe and things like that in there, and now it's there's an airplane, and there are 5 floors in this Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. It's completely accessible. There are elevators. There are it does say right here 22 galleries to discover. So if you are looking into ancient Egypt or any kind of historical or scientific interests, this is definitely the tour for you. I absolutely love the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. It's very interesting. The next, we do have some free time on your own, and we'll do a very quick city tour of Glasgow because we do have the Tennant Caledonian Brewery tour included in this first tour in Glasgow. So we don't have any stops on this city tour. That's just because we don't have enough time so that you have enough time at the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and the Tennant Caledonian Brewery. So we will be passing by the Glasgow Cathedral, Stirling Castle, the Glasgow City Chambers, and the University of Glasgow. The Tennant Caledonian Brewery tour is, it talks about Tennant Caledonian is one of the most popular lagers in Scotland, and you'll see it everywhere. It's at every single bar in Scotland that you will ever go to. If you've ever seen a beer with a big red T on it in block letters, that is Tennant Caledonian Brewery, and they are very popular. Even in the States, they do export here too. So if you see that at like your local grocery store, then you can say, oh, I'm gonna go there. All right, our next tour in Glasgow. It does start with a Stirling Castle tour. This does have there's a little bit of a walk to get from the bus to Stirling Castle. It's very well paved. It's maybe I would say about 500 feet. It's not bad. We'll go slow. Wear your walking shoes. We'll keep up with you. Don't worry. We won't let anyone fall behind. Stirling Castle is absolutely gorgeous. There's, as you can see here, you can see the cannons that were used during the independence of Scotland, which it's now part of the UK. This is the inside of Stirling Castle, if you can see that right here. So you can see a lot of like the coat of arms, and you can see a lot of incredible artifacts and military armors and weaponry that have been used at this was a stronghold. Stirling Castle was. This tour in Glasgow does include stops, so this has extended photo opportunities and extended shopping opportunities. It is a little bit different than the first Glasgow tour because we have some extra time if you want to explore the city of Glasgow. This one is fabulous. You will go ahead and stop at Glasgow Cathedral. Glasgow Green is a concert venue in the summer, and they do have a small botanic gardens there. It's beautiful. Same with George Square has some beautiful statues, and there's some fun shopping around there. We do have some free time for shopping, which is very near George Square, which is the very heart of Glasgow. And then after we do the city tour of Glasgow, then you will be touring Stirling Castle. And this is that was the home of Queen Mary. So if that's something that interests you, then I really highly recommend going to see Stirling Castle. It's one of those experiences that you just can't replicate somewhere else. All right. So we do have a day at sea after going to Glasgow. So that Thursday, May 9th is a day at sea. And then on Friday, May 10th, we will be going to the Orkney Islands in Scotland. I've never been here, so I can't attest to a lot of the things that we're doing, but I do know a lot of people who have, and I do know a little bit about some of the things that we're doing here. And I do know that the Orkney Islands are absolutely gorgeous. They have a lot of historical artifacts. You can see these standing stones. There are several sites with standing stones that are, thousands of years old. The first tour that we offer at the Orkney Islands is a half-day tour, and you can explore the Ring of Brodgar. I might be saying that wrong. I apologize if I am. This does date to 2700 BC. There are 27 of its original 60 stones. So you can see here that there are a lot of these standing stones. They are incredible to view. I've seen some, like Stonehenge is very similar, and there are a lot of places throughout England that have those standing stones that I can attest to. After we do the Ring of Brodgar, then we will be touring the Stones of Stennis, and those are similar. These are 19 feet tall. They are enormous, so they will be towering over you, and they are an incredible thing to see. As you can see here, there are some goats there. I don't know if you can see those, but that'll give you a little bit of an idea of how tall those stones are. We will have free time for shopping and lunch, and then we will head to Skara Brae. I'm going to zoom in here. So this is the entirety of Skara Brae. It was unearthed during a storm in the 1980s. So it is dated, actually, let me see here. I'm not entirely sure when it's dated from, but it was revealed in the 1980s, and you can walk in through these chambers and you can see just how, these ancient civilizations lived. It's incredible, it looks to me. The final place on this tour is going to Scale House. This is a 17th century mansion in Orkney. You can see it just up here. This is Scale House there. I have heard that it's a great mansion. It's very ornate, and it's one of the most popular tourist places in Orkney Island. So we are happy to have an opportunity to show that to you. I do want to say that the walk to Scale House from Skara Brae is about half a mile. It is on a dirt road, so if it is raining, then it may be a little bit more difficult to get from Skara Brae to the Scale House, and that may be something that you want to think about. This tour does have a limit of 100 passengers, so I suggest you sign up as fast as possible if this is something that interests you. We do require that this tour is paid in advance due to our tour company requirements. So this is one of the ones you'll see at the end here where it says your total due today. So if you say, yes, sign me up for Orkney Islands, then that will be included in your total due today. All right, this is our second Orkney Islands tour. This is also one of the ones it's a half-day tour. So if you want to do both, you can. We do have different times that we can sign you up for. I don't suggest that though. They're not the easiest places to walk around in. So after 4 hours in the Orkney Islands, you are probably going to want a nap. And you're more than welcome to do both of them. And if you want to do that, then be my guest. This one also goes to the Stones of Stennis, same as the first one. So those are those 19-foot tall standing stones that are incredibly unique, and they're great photo opportunities. Good to put on like your Facebook profile picture and things like that. After that, we go to the Scapa Flow Museum, which is a stronghold in World War I and World War II. You'll see some armor and some weaponry, and there's some people there to explain the historical significance of the Orkney Islands. This is also where Vikings once anchored their longships. So this is one of those really cool things where you can see the Viking ships that have crashed into the Scapa Flow. You can see a little bit right here. So there are a lot of ruins in this this little bay right here. The next place in this tour, this little Italian chapel here was built by Italian prisoners during World War One, and it was built using Nissen huts. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but they're the little barracks that World War One and World War Two that they reconfigured it, and it looks beautiful. So that's one of those things that it's an incredible experience, and I highly recommend that. All right, moving on. We do have Saturday, May 11th. This is our Invergordon tour. This is the first tour in Invergordon. This one does include Urquhart Castle and the Loch Ness cruise. This one's very fun. I've done this a lot. This one is a very, very, very popular tour. Urquhart Castle is a great expansive castle. There are about, I want to say 6 to 8 different turrets that you can explore. There are places where you can go up the stairs. You don't have to. There are very expansive gardens at the Urquhart Castle. So if that's something that interests you, I highly recommend it. It is a bit of a ruin, but there are places that they have put up like handrails and safety measures, so you don't have to worry about, falling off the side of the building because they are very secure. After we do visit Urquhart Castle, then we will head to Inverness and the locks, the Scottish locks, where you can find Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, and you'll learn about on this cruise. You'll learn about radar and different Loch Ness sightings and why people think that there is this massive monster living in these locks and why it may be so hard to find her. So that's a very interesting, very eye-opening, very entertaining cruise. It's about 45 minutes to an hour. You go out, there's a tour guide. They talk about the locks and they talk about radar and all those things that are fun. And there are bathrooms on board if that's something that is a concern for you. After we do the Loch Ness cruise, we will do a city tour of Inverness. And this is very fun. There are some very fun shopping opportunities here. One of my favorite places to go is the Highland House of Fraser, and that's where you can get any kind of homemade formal Scottish wear. So if you are looking to buy some kilts or some dresses or some tuxedos that are classically Scottish, this is definitely the place to do it. It's a very small store. Excuse me. It's a very small store, and it's locally owned, but everything is incredibly high quality. I actually own a kilt from there, so I will probably bring that with me, and you can see the quality of it. We will also be going to the Victorian Market, which is an incredible shopping experience. I mean, it's similar to like a mall in America, but they're locally owned stores. You can see the Victorian Market right here. And everything is, you can get everything from candies to high heels to whatever you're looking for is going to be at that Victorian Market. That's a great place to experience. All right. Our second tour also includes the stops that were in the first one for Invergordon, like the Victorian Market and the Highland House of Fraser. We will begin with a tour of Cawdor Castle, which is, this is Cawdor Castle right here. It's also an incredibly accessible castle. So you can see we'll park the bus right here. You walk right in. There are, if you do want to go to the top, there aren't elevators or anything, but there's plenty to see on the ground floor of Cawdor Castle. This is one of the most traditional castles that you'll see in Scotland. You can see like the turrets here are They house like bathrooms and bedrooms and things like that. It's an incredible architecture. Also, the gardens I forgot to mention at Cotter Castle are incredible. So you can explore at your leisure and you can view anything. And I highly recommend seeing the Cotter Castle. It's beautiful. This one does include extended photo opportunities and shopping opportunities. So this is if you really want to see a lot more of Inverness, Scotland, then I suggest you do this tour. This one will have extra time at the Victorian Market, the Highland House of Fraser that we talked about earlier, and the Cadullan Moor, which is right here. If you can see that little man standing with the Cadullan Moor, and you can go inside there. I actually don't remember. I think it might be a grave site, but it's incredibly it's just an incredible structure. It's been there for thousands of years. So you'll see some of the great architecture of ancient Scotland there. We will be passing by some of the greater things in Scotland, like the Meerkat Cross and the Great Glen, which are places that I highly recommend that you at least just see. We'll be passing by some of those and we'll have some extra time to stop. If we do have time to stop, then we can stop there too. All right. Our next short excursion is Edinburgh. This is also in Scotland. This is on Sunday, May 12th. This is also a full day tour. This one starts with the tour of Edinburgh Castle. This one I do have to say there is about when you go from the bus to Edinburgh Castle, there is about 1,000 feet of uphill cobblestone. We will take this very slowly. If you need mobility aids, please bring them. Please wear your walking shoes. We will go slow and we will not leave anybody behind. So don't let that be a deterrent to you. It is incredibly, it's an incredible castle. If you do have the experience to see Edinburgh Castle, I highly recommend it. It is another one of those tours that has audio guides available. So you can get those at the entrance, and they come with headphones, and you click a button and it'll tell you where you're standing. Like if you're by the cannons, it'll tell you about the 1 o'clock cannons that go off every single day. If you are in the armory, it'll tell you about the different armor and the different weaponry that was used during the many wars that where Edinburgh Castle was a stronghold. This is one of my favorite places too. You get to see things like the Stone of Destiny and the Honors of Scotland, which are used to crown the kings or queens of England. These are housed at Edinburgh Castle, and it's an incredible sight. It's one of those things where it's a once in a lifetime experience. We do have a city tour of Edinburgh. This one does have extended photo opportunities, extended shopping opportunities for you. So if you really want to see what Edinburgh has to offer, then I highly recommend this one. We will stop by some places like the Palace of Holyrood House, which is an incredible castle. It's probably one of the most ostentatious castles in I would say all of the UK. It's massive. So this is the Palace of Holyrood House. I don't know if you can see that there. It's a little fuzzy, but it's huge. It's gorgeous. I'm at a loss for words, as you can see with how fabulous the Palace of Holyrood House is. So if that's something that interests you, then I highly recommend it. We'll also be seeing Greyfriars Bobby. This is the little dog here, and I, not off the top of my head, don't know what the statue is there for, but we will learn more when we see him. Both of our Edinburgh tours will stop to see this little dog. The Royal Mile is where we will be stopping for lunch and for shopping opportunities. If you have ever seen the Harry Potter movies, this is where Diagon Alley is filmed. This is an incredible place to buy anything and everything that you can imagine in Scotland. We'll also be stopping by the Scottish Parliament, which is a brand new building. They just built it within the last year, so I haven't even seen it either. I think within the past couple of years here, it's incredible architecture. All right. Our next Edinburgh tour is also a full day tour. We'll start at the National Museum of Scotland. And this is a great opportunity. It's a massive, massive, massive museum. There are audio guides that you can use. It's another one of those things like the Edinburgh Castle where you click a button and it tells you about the experience where the exhibit where you're at right now. So all of the exhibits are numbered. So let's say you're at an exhibit about an Egyptian mummy, you'll hit audio guide number 3, and then it'll tell you about that specific exhibit. It's incredible and it's a great learning experience. This tour does have a short photo stop at Edinburgh Castle. But we will be just passing by some of these other places like the Scottish Parliament, because we will be doing the Scotch whiskey experience. This is an incredible tour. I've done it several times. You learn about the history of Scotch whiskey and the differences between Scotch whiskey and Irish whiskey and how those came to be. It is a guided experience. The people who are giving these tours are incredibly knowledgeable. You can ask them anything and they will have an answer for you. This one is kind of fun because there's a little barrel ride that you can go through, and it tells you the history of Scotch whiskey, and it tells you the aging process of of whiskey as well. So that's a very fun little tour that you can go through. It's very accessible. There's 6 people that can fit inside of a barrel, and you just go on a little track like a Disney ride. All right. Our final shore excursions are Normandy. So this one is included in the Paris Post Tour. So if you are joining us for the Paris Post Tour, then you don't need to sign up for this one. You are already signed up. This Normandy excursion starts with a city tour of Caen in France. We will be stopping at the Chateau de Caen and the Memorial de Caen. These are some of the most incredible castles, and the Memorial de Caen is, features lots of things for the D-Day experience that's in addition to. After we spend some time for shopping and lunch in Caen, then we will be doing the D-Day Museum experience. This is another interactive experience. There are things that you can see here. There are like little hologram soldiers that talk about their experience on D-Day and explain the different weaponry. You can see the planes and the tanks, and you can get right up close to them. You can't touch anything, but you can be within feet of some of the same, weaponries and armor that these men and women, I believe it's just men, that used during D-Day. This is a brand new experience. I saw the older version of the D-Day experience and it was already incredible, but they've added 275 acres to this museum here with everything that you can imagine. So I can't imagine that it got much better than when I saw it, but it has improved since 2017 when I worked in the British Isles. They also have a 360-degree circular cinema, which is incredible. They have 15-minute videos that are, if you've ever been to like a planetarium, it's similar to that, where you can see what it was like on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. It's incredibly moving. You will learn a lot at this museum, and we will be going to the American Cemetery, which is all on the same property. They're all within walking distance, so you'll have free time on your own to do whatever you like. If you'd like to go to the actual Normandy beaches, they are right there. If you'd like to view the American Cemetery, that's the same. So it's entirely up to you how you want to spend your free time. If you want to go through the museum or the beaches or the cemetery, you will have time to do all 3. All right. Finally, our last shore excursion. This is Paris, France. It is also included in the Paris Post Tour, so you do not need to sign up for this if you are joining us for the Paris Post Tour. This one is mostly just we go to Paris. It takes about 3 hours to get from Le Havre is the port to get from Le Havre to Paris. We will have stops along the way for restroom breaks and photo opportunities, things like that on the way. When we do get to Paris, we will have stops at the most iconic places like the Arc de Triomphe, the Notre Dame, and the Louvre. We will have some free time for lunch and shopping right by the Eiffel Tower. So if you do want to go up the Eiffel Tower, you will definitely have time to do that. We will have, there's plenty of shopping opportunities in Paris where you can get everything from high-end bags to earrings, everything that you could ever imagine. Paris is one of the shopping capitals of the world, one of the fashion capitals of the world. It's a great place to get clothing and anything that you might ever think of. We will have photo opportunities at all of the major places like the Musée d'Orsay and Sainte-Chapelle, and we will have time for lunch on your own, and then we'll head back to the ship. We do have, after this, we have our order form. So this is where we start looking at our Royal Splendor Digital Memories package. So this is provided to you by David. He's going to be taking some photos and videos. These are going to be full color, black and white, everything that you can think of. All of these will be available to you. You will see that we do have additions to these. You can add the DVD or the flash drive package, and you'll notice that these are, I can't select a quantity right here. So you do have to select a quantity of the digital memories package before you can select a DVD, for example. I did select scooter above, so if you don't select that you need a scooter on this, then this part of the order form will not be here. You do need to select that you will be using a scooter as a mobility aid to rent a scooter. We do have a couple of different options here, and you can choose those however much you want. As you can see, I did say that I wanted to sign up for both of the Cork Ireland tours. So it does say both of these tours are full day tours. If you are choosing separate tours for individuals in your party, please fill out the full names. So here I filled out above, my name's Courtney, and then Nancy would do this one. So that's how you would fill that out. If you are not planning, you don't want to do something like this, where you're both going on both tours, because they are both full day tours. So this is not something that you want to do. This is like if you want to do the Blarney Castle and your husband wants to do Waterford, then that's what you would do there, is you would put your name here and your husband's name here, whoever wants to split up. But typically you are going to have 1 and 1 here if you do decide that, or to get rid of these guest names, you just need to make one of those quantities 0. And that's it. I'm gonna switch that back to 2 so you can see here. So I did say yes to the Book of Kells here, and that does auto-populate. I did say that we have 2 guests on this shore excursion form. So I said yes to the Book of Kells, and it already has 2 for the quantity. Same with this one here. So I said, yes, I want to do the Belfast Botanic Gardens, and it's already filled out for me. If you want to change that, then you can change that to 1 or 3, however many you want to do. Just make sure that's what you want to do. The first tour here is Glasgow, Scotland. That does include the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. So I didn't say, yes, I want to do the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. All you have to do is select the quantity here. If you didn't say yes above. Here's the first Orkney Islands. So we already have the quantity populated there. And then Invergordon, you can see I didn't say yes to either of them. I was still thinking about it. So we'll put 2 in the second one just to show you how it works. Same with Edinburgh. And you can see here, this has a little bit of a breakdown of here's your total for your memories and your entire shore excursions. Now this is for 2 people, keep in mind. So I do have 2 itineraries for each person here. And I did select the Orkney Islands. So this is what's due for that Orkney Islands. As you can see, I did say that I was attending the Paris Post Tour. So normally you would see the options for Normandy and Paris right here. But because I did say that, yes, I am joining us for the Paris Post Tour, you do not have the option to add them to your cart. If you did mistakenly say yes and you want to join us for Normandy and Paris, I'm gonna scroll up really fast. So if you want to look away for a second while I scroll all the way to the top. Okay, so you'll see here, I did say yes, joining us for the Paris Post Tour, but if I say no to that, and I'm going to scroll back down again. Okay, so bear with me just a second here. Then we look at the order form, and Normandy and Paris are now there in the order form. So if you do want to join us for Normandy and Paris, then that is required that you are not joining us for the Paris Post Tour, because these tours are both included in your Paris Post Tour. The next section, we do have travel insurance is still available that you can get up until final payment, which is due January 24th, 2024. Most of you have travel insurance already, so if you want just your invoice sent to you and just to make sure that you're already covered with travel insurance, go ahead and send yes, and I will send you an invoice. We do have an option to pay in full or monthly installment plans. If you do select the monthly payment plan, then this will pop up. You'll see your dates and your total due. So you can see it's split into 4 equal monthly payments, and those are due on the first. I do have to change those dates. Those are due on the first Friday of every month. So you do have to say either yes, I agree to have Royal Splendor authorize to charge my card on file, or no, I need to update my card on file. You can always say yes to this and put your card number in here, the last 4 digits of your card here, for example. And if it doesn't match, then we'll give you a call and see what card you do want to use. We do have our final terms and conditions here. We do say all shore excursions are non-refundable. Normandy and Paris are included in the Paris Post Tour. These prices are subject to change. We do not expect them to change, but if they do, then we will notify you via email. We do have a very large group, so itineraries are subject to change. They're not in any particular order. So you might see that we'll go to Edinburgh Castle first and then do the Royal Mile, for example. And we might have another bus that does the Royal Mile and then does Edinburgh Castle, for example. You will get an email confirmation and an invoice as soon as you hit submit here. So you do have to agree to all terms and conditions. This is one of those you'll sign. I'm on a laptop right now, so I'm using just my little trackpad. You can use your mouse or your finger if you're on an iPad. So I'll sign with my finger here. And we do not expect these to look very pretty. As you can tell, I am not doing a very good job, and I don't expect you to either. So notes here. So if you wanna say anything, if you have any questions, you can leave some notes in here for us, and then you'll just hit the submit button. So as you can see, I did select scooter, and there were some things that are required, and it takes me back to those. It pops me right up to the things that I'm missing. So I didn't put in my country, so I put in USA, and I'm actually going to say no for a scooter because I am not signing up for that. So those were the 2 things that were highlighted for me. As you can see, if you deselect that, then it does say this field is required. So you can see right here, that little asterisk means that this field is required and it's not filled out. So I'll put that. And I'm going to scroll all the way down. So bear with me just a second. All right. So I've signed, everything's good. I think I have everything done. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. And there we go. So we can see my email here is Courtney@royalsplendor.com. If you have any questions, go ahead and email or call us here. This is the link to the Zoom meeting that we're having right this second, which is very fun. And if you do notice on your invoice or on your confirmation email that you did make a mistake, you can go ahead and edit your shore excursion form right here. So I'll go ahead and click that so you can see what that looks like. It does take you back, and you can just change anything on here like that. And you'll just hit submit again when you're finished. So I just changed the area code of my phone number. I am going to scroll down, so bear with me just a second. So the only thing I changed was the area code of my phone number, but you can change anything. So let's say I want to do this tour instead of this tour. I want to do the Dublin Castle instead of the Book of Kells. Then I'll go ahead and change my mind there, and it'll give you a little breakdown, and this is what your invoice looks like. And we'll hit submit again. Oh. And if this does pop up when you're editing it, I do have to look at that. So just put NA. All right, and we'll hit submit again. All right, perfect. So that is going over our shore excursions, and I know that was a lot of information, so I imagine some of you have questions, and I am gonna go ahead and I guess we'll get the party started here. I think Nancy is gonna show us. I think you'll start the questions and get us started. So thank you for your time, and thank you for letting me explain these to you. And if there's anything that I can help answer, then I am happy to do so.
Well, Courtney, again, thank you very much. Everyone, let's give her a big man hug. Woo, that was amazing. Your knowledge and your bubbly personality and your excitement, I felt it. So that, I hope you all felt it, because I am like, sign me up for everything. We have some basic questions I want to go over really fast that I've been writing down just in case you may have some. I know you probably have questions regarding particular tours as well. That, just remember, just go through the form very slowly. If you make a mistake, we're here. We'll help you. Nothing is completely set in stone. So I know that's a big thing. So let me get to the first question here. When you're filling out the form, if you are going to be using one credit card, then you want to pay for your roommate, so she's not making a form, that is fine. Just remember, it's only on one credit card, okay? So I know we have some families of 3, families of 4 going, and it's all on one credit card. That's why we have that option, because I know before I used to make everyone do a separate form. So this is exciting that Courtney figured out how to do that. So that will definitely help those who have multiple people. Michael's asking, are there any men? Yes. Courtney, how many husbands and sons are on this cruise with us?
We do have, I can give you approximations. About 70% of our passengers are women and about 30% are men. So that'll give you about a good idea of, husbands and sons and nephews that are coming.
Excellent. This is our largest group. So this is very exciting for us. And the men definitely will have their own little society going on, because there's some all of them are amazing individuals. So this is fantastic. Are the tours in the morning? So we will get you guys the time frame closer to before we depart. Now, it may say, okay, 9 o'clock, we're meeting at the piano. We're going to get on the tour, but just always be flexible because we really can't get off the cruise ship until the ship is cleared and we hear that notice from the captain to say we can get off. So I wouldn't worry about times right at this moment. Just know that we've got it all handled. We are going to have our tour people meet us at the cruise ships. We're meeting them, we're in communication with them at all times. And so we all you have to do is show up on time, be early, and that's the best thing. Let's see here. A couple questions about currency. Credit cards are taken, so definitely you can use your credit card. I do like to have pocket change. To me, it's kind of important. I don't like putting a soda on my credit card. And for tipping. So we definitely want to make sure we have some money in a little envelope. I like to put my tips in a little envelope. I write on there the tour so that I have them and I'm organized and I'm not spending my tip money on chocolate. Okay, maybe just a little. So that kind of helps me also with my expenditures too, is I put things in little envelopes and write on the outside of the envelope. Shelley, we can help you with your Red Hat Society card. I know Red Hat Society is trying to get caught up, so don't worry about that. Is there an extra charge to kiss the Blarney Stone, Courtney?
There is not an extra charge to kiss the Blarney Stone. There will be a line, so you might have to wait about 20 minutes just to get up those couple of flights of stairs to get to the Blarney Stone. It is a little bit awkward to get to kiss the Blarney Stone. I will tell you that you bend, you sit on your butt and lean backwards. There is a little bar that you hold on to, and the Blarney Stone is like behind your head and above you. So if that's a mobility concern, that is something that, like I said, I did it with my dad who's in his late 60s. It was before he got his hip replaced. So it's not impossible if you do have mobility concerns, but it is one of those things that's it's a little awkward, but it is included.
Can you do that again? That was great.
Yeah, like that.
Don't fall over. Okay. Yes, we will be sending a recording of this to you via email next week with probably a question and answer PDF attached to it to help you, with some of these great questions. Let's see here. I did answer a lot of the questions in the chat, so hopefully that helps you all. Okay, so there's a little bit of confusion on the Paris Post Tour. So on the form, there was a question if you're doing the Paris Post Tour. If you are, just click yes. Then you don't have to worry about filling out
the IT in London.
The Normandy. Please make sure you're on mute. You don't have to worry about the Normandy tours because I'm going to give you a really fast overview. There is a group of us that are staying on the cruise ship, and they're going to be doing Royal Splendor tours or Princess tours. Then there's a group of us that is doing the Paris free tours. So we're going to be getting off the ship with our luggage. We'll go through customs. We'll go to the tour bus. We'll load our luggage. And then we're going to go do all the fun things. Okay. And when we get to the hotel, then we'll take our luggage off, check in, get our keys, and start our day. So if you're doing the Paris tour, your Normandy tour is already included in that Paris price, so you don't have to pay for it again. So hopefully that will help you. Let's see here. So this is a great question from Manuela and Anita. It says, what is the difference between the Belfast and the COBH Titanic experience? We're not doing the, I'm not pronouncing this right, COBH, but maybe Courtney would know. Courtney, do you have an idea?
Yeah, so I have been to both. Cove is a little bit smaller. It's more intimate. It has a lot of the same features. You don't have like The tour in Belfast has the sister ship that you can explore that is retrofitted to look exactly like the Titanic when it was sailing. In Cobh, you are assigned a passenger, and then throughout the tour, you get to know if you survived. So the Belfast tour does not include that. It's not quite as traumatizing if that happens. The Cobh experience, the Cobh Titanic Museum, is more interactive. It's a little bit more of like there's projections telling you about the Titanic, things like that. Whereas the Belfast experience is a little bit more hands-on. There's more physical artifacts, things like that.
Thank you so much. So here's our next question. Can we do both Royal Splendor private tours and mix it up with princess tours? Yes, you're welcome to come with us on some, come with us on all, or vice versa. So Princess does have their tours set up. You are going to be with the general public, so just let you know. There are shorter tours. There are also some very long tours. Just read everything and then kind of see what meets your dreams. So you're welcome to do both. Now, something we just learned recently over the weekend, if you're trying to schedule a princess tour, you have to email us to do it for you. Payment is due upon us submitting that for you. So Princess, because we're in a group, and this is just changed like literally over the weekend, they're saying, nope, you're with Royal Splendor Travel. Nancy's booking all your tours, whether you're doing.
I think we might have just lost Nancy, so I'm gonna take over for a second, and I can confirm that if you are doing a princess tour or one of our tours, just make sure that you're not mixing and matching on the same day. So if you have a Belfast tour with us, then you won't want to do a Belfast tour with Princess, for example. All right, I think we got Nancy back, so I'm gonna hand over the reins.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Jan asked if she can do both Orkney tours. Jan, we're gonna, per my note, we'll check with our vendor for timing and see if it's available, and then we'll reach back out to you and let you know. So, Sheila, did you guys know Sheila Ugart? That Ugart Castle was named after Sheila, and she's so excited. She has a big smile. Let's see here. Have a couple tours that we are limited on. Here you fill out the form.
Nancy.
The better it will be, and submit it.
Nancy, you're freezing and we can't hear you.
I know, I think that her internet's gone a little funky, so she should be joining us back here soon. I'm gonna see where we're at here with questions if I can fill in here. I know we talked about Normandy and Paris a little bit. Let me see. Belfast and Cobh. Okay, I'll hand over the reins
I don't know
back
what happened.
to
That internet relationship. So Courtney, how many tours do we are immediate payment with us?
only 3. So the 2 Orkney Island excursions and the Paris excursion.
Okay.
Those are the only ones that you would have to pay up front for.
So thank you so much. So our vendor, we were so lucky to get these whew, it was a struggle to get those 3 tours, and they only gave us so many seats, but we have to pay for them almost immediately. And so that's why on your invoice form, you're going to see payment due now, and that's for those, if you signed up for those 3 different tours. A good question that just came up. Let's see, if you have brand shoes that make Do you have a brand of shoes that make good walking? Cheryl, Reebok makes great walking shoes, plus a few others somebody can dial in. But make sure, ladies, I posted a cute little photo of Monterey and I on the Royal Splendor Facebook page doing our 1 mile walk, because that's about all he can handle. And so remember, start doing your walking, even if it's just around your kitchen table, even if you're just going up and down your stairs. You've got to get ready for this, because we don't want you to do the first couple days and then you're just exhausted. We don't, if you can, try to start walking a little bit more, okay? And I know I'm like, oh, I've got months, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to start 6 months ago, so now I'm on it. If we book tours through Princess, are these insured? Okay, insurance is, if you book through Princess and you want to include that into your travel insurance is based on trip cost. And I don't want to confuse you all, but we will look at what you have purchased and say, hey, you have now exceeded your insurance that you took out earlier this year. Here is the additional if you want them to be included in your travel insurance. So that's something we'll talk about early next year once we have all this together. Princess, if Princess cancels a shore excursion for unknown reason, they cancel it, they will credit your account. If we have to cancel because, say, we missed a port, then when we get home, we will do the paperwork. If you're traveling for travel insurance, if you took travel X out with Royal Splendor. If you have your own travel insurance, I highly recommend you call them and ask them what their policy is. I can't help you with that because I'm not licensed with them. So if you took out the Royal Splendor travel insurance, then we will make sure we do all your paperwork for you, okay? Where do we see this? Trip tours and descriptions. Okay, Mean Gene, we emailed you guys this information on Friday, but I think what we'll do is we'll email out it again tomorrow with links. So always double check your spam folder or your junk folder, because things kind of slip in there sometimes and we don't want you to miss anything. I did put the link in the chat. You can see that here. This is a great question for Courtney. Are there any places that they can just get off the cruise ship and walk around, like in Dublin?
Yes. So it depends on the port. There are some ports that we're going to that are a little bit more accessible than others. Dublin is definitely one of them, where it's about a 5-10 minute walk from the pier to the actual city center. They do have hop on, hop off buses, those double-decker red buses that have guided tours. Cobh or Cork is the city. Dublin is also very walkable. Glasgow is not very walkable. We're staying in a kind of industrial area, and you would have to take a train to actually get to Glasgow. That's not one of those ones that I recommend you walk around. There's a little like strip mall there in the actual pier area, but to get to Glasgow, it takes about 30 minutes. There are some other ones like the Orkney Islands. I've never been there, but I can't imagine that there's anything right at the pier there. Other things like Le Havre is a very small city, but there's a lot to do in Le Havre. So if you're not joining us for the Paris Post Tour and you want to walk around Le Havre, that's also a very accessible and very walkable city.
Thank you so much. Let's see here. David does have his prices for his photo on the form. If you were on the Red Hat Society Mexico cruise, you saw him running around crazy taking photos. I think I know when he got home, he had about 4,000 or 5,000 photos and videos, and then he went through and made us all look 10 years younger. No. But he will be doing that as well. So it's a really, really great memory to have. Let's see here. I think we're going to start with Sheila. You have your hand up. What question did you have that we can help you with?
Hi there. Yeah, I love my castle. That's a key. Thank you so much for including that. I just a couple of leave it to me to notice this. There was a couple of errors. I think there were typos on the paperwork for the excursions and the price on the other thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
I noticed the one with Glasgow and I noticed the Paris one. I was in and out listening so much that I didn't check a lot of the other ones, but so which one do we go by? I think I'll go by the one.
You would want to go by the form. The PDF
Okay.
was, Courtney did that in the middle of the night going, I'm going to send them a PDF. And we do apologize, or my fault too. I should have looked at it.
That's all right.
There was a few typos. But the form
that's a lot of work.
Updated. It is a lot of work. And she did an amazing job, but I make mistakes too. So thank you so much.
We all do.
Okay, but great question. Yes, the form is your final legal sign up form.
Okay,
Mary, thank you, Sheila Hun. Mary, you're next. You may want please unmute yourself. Mary, we can't hear you, unfortunately.
While Mary is figuring that out, I do want to point out that I did make a mistake earlier. So Belfast is part of the UK and Dublin and Cork are part of the EU. So I did say earlier that you would need euros in Belfast and pounds in Dublin and Cork. So those are flipped. In Belfast, you do need pounds, and in Cork and Dublin, you will need British pounds. So I apologize. That was a mistake, and thank you for pointing that out.
Can you repeat that, please?
Absolutely. So Belfast is part of Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. Belfast, you will need British pounds. This is addition to England, Wales, and Scotland are also part of the UK. So in any place in Scotland, any place in England, and in Belfast and Northern Ireland, you will need British pounds. In Cork and in Dublin and in France, you will need euros. And everything is, if you have a Visa or a MasterCard, those are very, very, very widely accepted.
Thanks, Courtney. Okay, Della, Mary, since your audio's not working, if you can just type in the chat below. Courtney, there's a couple, if you could look up, I'd appreciate it. Just chat. And Courtney will type in while I'm chit-chatting here, okay? Della, you're next, hon.
Hi, can you guys make notations on paper which ports tender so that I can't use the scooter, and which sightseeing things are not accessible for a scooter? Just so that I can get it more in my head when I have to walk to get off the ship and when I can scooter.
Okay, so Della, are you taking a foldable scooter?
Yeah, that little one, like I sent you the link to for your mom.
Yeah, so if you have a foldable scooter, Courtney, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think we did talk about this, that you can take that on and off the bus.
But not on the tender.
The tender, if you fold it up, I don't see why we can't take it.
Okay.
You can't take the rented ones, the really big ones that don't fold up, but that small one folds up pretty, weighs 45 pounds-ish.
Yeah, I got it today. I haven't unboxed it.
Yeah, you haven't unboxed it yet. So talk try to listen. I don't feel like there would be a problem. Just stand by me.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then, let me see, when are we gonna get the information for the pre-tour? Is that just gonna be in our packets for this that have signed up for it?
Yes.
Okay. And, for anybody that really cares, AAA has a credit card that I think I'm gonna sign up for that does not charge international fees on it when you use it to charge things in other countries, you know, where you get it back and they've charged you fees for things.
Okay.
AAA has one that doesn't have fees for international.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to know that.
Yeah, and I just saw an ad for it, and so I'm gonna go to my AAA and ask them and figure it out and order my cash and, you know, things, but after Christmas.
Perfect. All right, Della. Any other questions or suggestions that you have, hon?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. The next person who's had, if you do want to ask a question, there is on the bottom the hand. You want to click on the little hand so I know you have a question, or you can type it in chat. And Courtney right now is going through and answering them. So thank you. So, Miss Harris, Henry Rusty Harris, let me unmute you. You have to be unmuted first so we can hear you. Hello?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Are you Rusty Harry B. Harris's wife?
I have trouble hearing you.
Oh, Karen, no, you're not up yet, darling. Hold on a second. Sorry. Miss Harris, you want to unmute. I'm clicking and asking you to unmute. Just hit okay. Okay, so since you're having some issues with the audio, if you want to type your question in the chat, which is below, then Courtney be so kind, she will try to answer it, okay? All right, no problem. All right, Cheryl, I'm just unmuting you now. You had your hand up for a question? Cheryl, you need to unmute you, love.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about the Paris tour. Is that a choice between going to Normandy and Cannes or Paris on day 14? And what is happening on day 13?
Courtney?
So the Normandy excursion and the Paris excursion are included in the Paris Post Tour. They are both full day tours. So if you are not joining us for the Paris Post Tour, then you can choose one or the other. This is on May 14th, and then May 15th is the final day, is Disembarkation Day, and that will be in Southampton. So if you are not joining us for the Paris Post Tour, you
No,
can
I am.
choose. Oh,
I
okay,
am.
so then you will not be choosing either the Normandy or the Paris Shore excursion because they are included already in your tour.
So you're saying both are included?
Correct, yes. So you will be going to see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre and the Arc de Triomphe, all of the classic iconic Paris things, and we will be visiting the Normandy D-Day experience on the way to Paris on May 14th.
Oh, okay, because yeah, they are listed as both full day tours on the 14th, but that is just if you haven't signed up for them.
Yes, so if you are joining us for the Paris Post Tour, we will be doing the Normandy Shore excursion on the same day on May 14th, and then we will be doing the Paris Shore excursion on another day.
Which, like on day 13 then, or what?
I would have to look at that. Give me just a
I
second.
mean, because
can
on the
tell
form,
you.
they're both listed on as day 14. But
Correct. So
Yeah.
if you're not joining us for the Paris Post Tour, then you would have to choose between the two. But because you are joining us for the Paris Post Tour, then we will be doing the Normandy Shore Excursion on the 14th and the Paris Shore Excursion, I believe, on the 15th. But let me double check that. Yes, so May 15th, the next day, is when we're going to be doing the Paris Shore Excursion, where we'll go to the Louvre, Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower, Musée d'Orsay. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing any of that wrong. But yes, your Paris Post Tour does include both of those full day tours, just on different days.
Okay, and the 13th must be just on the ship.
Yes, the 13th is a sea day.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Courtney. Perfect. But did you have any other questions, Cheryl? No, okay. Sorry, I'm losing my internet, so I keep popping in and out. Okay, Anita, you're next, hon.
Hi there. Thanks for doing the Zoom. It really answered a lot of questions. I just wanted to know, when will you have like the exact timetable so we know how long the tour is? I know the tour is like 8 hours long or 6 hours long, but I mean, like, how long are we going to be at the castle? How long is the lunch time going to be? Our free time, like what time schedule are we looking at that?
So that won't be supplied until a couple weeks before we leave.
Oh, okay. Well, do we know what time we're actually going to be getting back to the ship though? Like, are we getting an hour before or 2 hours
internet
before?
again. You're going to get a lot of time. There's going to be plenty of time to do everything and to get lunch and stuff. And we also have to always remember to be flexible, because it all depends when we can get off the ship. So if there's a delay for some reason, then we have to kind of regroup a little bit. But
You froze.
I can fill in here. So we do have full day tours. We do expect to have enough time to come back and have dinner, and you'll have time to do everything that you want to do, and you'll have time to go see the shows at night, things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's not what that part was not concerning to me. I was just wondering what time we were actually getting back to the ship, because like in the first excursion, we want to do the first excursion, but I also wanted to see a little bit of Cobb or Cove, or however they pronounce that one. So I was wondering how close to getting back on the ship are we getting there? Like, are we going to would I have an hour to still see Cobb?
Gotcha. So these are full day tours.
Mhm.
You probably will not have enough time to go see Cove if you are joining us on the Cork Ireland tour, but every single one of our tours does include a city tour. So you will have photo opportunity stops to see, like in both of our in the Cork Ireland tour that goes to the Blarney Castle, we will be stopping in, like, there's a city center that has those really beautiful colorful homes. There's like a candy factory there that's a great site. There's some incredible cathedrals that we'll stop at, so you will get to see the cities that we're going to. Does that answer your question?
It does. And then, I wanted to know once we book our excursions, they're booked. You can't change them?
No, so you can edit your shore excursions as much as you want. Even after, like, we do have monthly payments starting in January, and if you do decide to change your shore excursions after that, then we'll just change your monthly payments to reflect the changes that you made. So we do suggest deadline is December 31st of 2023. So if you are signing up anytime in 2024, then we won't be able to guarantee a spot for you, because we'll have to send our finalized guest lists to our shore excursion providers. So on January 1st, 2024, if you are signing up after that, then we might not have space for you. We will do our best, but we can't guarantee that.
Right. Okay. And then tickets, like at the Normandy, it says if you want to see the 360 experience, you know, the cinema, are we buying our own ticket for that, or is that already included in the cost?
No, anything that you see, like if there's an audio guide, I know like Edinburgh Castle includes an audio guide that you typically have to pay like $4 for, but that is included in our prices. Same with the 360, that's actually, there's no charge for that one.
Oh, okay.
For the cinema there. Anything that you see, there won't be extra charges unless you're like buying things at the gift shop.
Okay.
Thank
you.
No, thank you, Nita. Great question. Sorry, my internet is popping me off and on like crazy. So Valerie has a question. See, I had this come up. And this is going to be I don't get confused. So Valerie, we'll touch bases with you directly. No one has paid for shore excursions or anything. I guess we should say this. The $900 that was estimated on that, on your invoice, that was just to help us determine your travel insurance needs, because we wanted to make sure you got in before the deadline, before travel insurance prices increased. So there has not been any payments. You have not made any payments regarding travel insurance. So we can go through that individual.
Do you know how much we love you? Do you know how much I love you?
Filled out for travel insurance.
You my baby.
Okay, so the next person here is Linda Lawrence. There you go, your turn, hun.
Go ahead, Judy, go for it. Oh, I was gonna ask on the $900 thing. It is added in our total though. So what happened there?
Okay, so Courtney, can you bring up Linda Lawrence? Can we share your info?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so give Courtney a minute, and that was your question, and we'll go through it. So no worries, just give her a minute, okay, before we go to any more questions.
Sure. We're easy, huh? Mm-hmm. Ask any kind of
yes, the price for the scooters are on the form as well.
Right.
Asking a quick question.
Because we thought that was added in the cost.
Yeah. No.
But you said it was just added for the insurance reason.
Right. So Courtney will point out as soon as she can find your invoice, and we can show everyone exactly, so we can clear up any confusion for sure. So I know she's looking. I can tell by her eyeballs going left, right, up, down. Thank you, Anita. I appreciate it.
I'm going to pull up your Royal Splendor travel invoice here so we can go over this. So this is Linda Lawrence Afonso. You are joining us for the London Full Tour. Your travel insurance covers you from $7,000 to $8,000. We did have an approximation of $900, so you haven't been charged anything for shore excursions yet. This was just so that we didn't have to keep bumping up your coverage. As of right now, we did do this approximation based on if you did not every single shore excursion. We didn't expect, everybody to sign up for all 8 days, but so this was an approximation of 6 out of the 8 days, which is why it is $900. If you do end up going into the next section, like let's say your total trip cost ends up being $8,200 instead of $7,300, for example, then there is an option to increase your travel insurance coverage. And that is completely optional if you would like to choose that. Let's say your total trip cost is $8,200 and you're only covered up to $8,000, then that would be what you can claim up to that $8,000. And we can go over any kind of we'll let you know if there is an increase in there. And again, that is optional for you to increase your insurance coverage.
Okay.
So Courtney,
Mhm.
so basically what Courtney did here is she created this chart. So everything that you have spent is in this chart. It's not, this is your actual money. This is just everything you spent. So the RST concierge fee was the fee for Courtney and I for this year.
Right.
Your Princess Fare, that is your cabin.
Right.
Okay. Your Easy Air, that is your flight.
Mhm.
Your RST tours, this is your London full tour, the $18.99.
Okay.
And then excursions, we have 9, sorry, Courtney, we have 9 ports. So we had an approximation of $900. So the total was $7,387. And then what that did is it told the system that you were in between $7,001 and $8,000, which gave us the $498. So this $498 is the price to cover you up to $8,000 worth of trip cost.
Okay.
So if you added
I'm
all
still
this,
expecting to pay that.
if you add this up, then you'll see that this $900 is not included at all. This was just an easy way for us to look at all your costs. Okay?
So this 900 is not in there.
No, it's not.
No.
So, so if you took all this and I can't see page 2 for all your payments, you'll see that it is not included. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so we're gonna jump. Does that help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And hopefully that helps other people too. Appreciate it. Any other questions?
No, we're good.
Okay, excellent. All right, Rose Taylor, if you'd like to unmute yourself, you're next.
Yes, Nancy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, hon?
Fine. How's David?
David is hanging in there. He's doing much
Well,
better.
I know,
Thank you for asking.
I know how you felt because I just had a knee replacement last month.
Oh,
So
bless your heart.
yes, but I'm calling because we still don't understand our bill. Because 1 month I think 1,300. I think I sent, and I think that was like, and we assume that, like you just stated, that the travel insurance is not included in that? Because I thought our invoice stated that it was in that when we make the first payment.
Right, travel insurance was, so travel insurance is included. So Rose, I think the best thing for us to do is maybe just set up a private meeting so that we can go over your bill on one-on-one, because we don't want to share that with everyone.
Okay, yes, that's what I want to do.
So Courtney will contact you and you set up a little appointment and she can help you with. Now,
okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We've been doing this new system, so there are, good questions. So no big deal. I love this.
All right.
So, all right. Is there any other questions we can help you with?
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so I'm writing your name down and for us to contact, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Nancy.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Kathleen, you're next.
I had to unmute me. I have like about 6 or 8 questions that I think apply just to me. So can Courtney maybe take a note or something, somehow set up an appointment so I can ask questions? And because it could take a lot of time that other people don't need, to spend listening.
Yeah, Kathleen, I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I think, let me check. Yeah, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm home tomorrow, so it should be fine.
Okay, expect a call from me then.
Thanks.
And same with you, Rosemary.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, so Sue Weber, you are next.
Thank you. Yeah, the only thing I'm a little fuzzy on, I haven't digested anything, nor have I even looked at Princess's tours. But if I see a tour where they're going someplace, I have to go, and you're not going, and we decide to mix and match, the only thing I'm not sure about is number one, I don't know if Princess's tours are booking up, and if I want to go on one and maybe on one of those Thursdays go with the boat instead of you guys, how we have to email you and not pay the boat directly. That's where I'm kind of confused.
Oh, no problem. It is something that happened just this last few days, like over the weekend. They've made a change with our group. So they want us to book your Princess tours for you. So we go on the back end of your portfolio. We tell them what tours you want to do, and then you tell us it's okay to use the credit card we have on file, or to give us the credit card, and then we book it for you.
And when do I have to do? When do we have to do that by? Because I don't know. Some tours, if they're popular on the boat, particularly, sell out, and you can't get on them anyway.
So what Princess has been doing is, if you go onto princess.com and you log into your account and you go to the shore excursions, they'll say, oh, we have 34 left. When they sell that 34, then they put out another 34, but I can't tell you when that 34 is going to end. You know, they're not, in the olden days, it was, oh, you know, you just book, but now they're putting a quantity on there. I do know the British Isles, one of our biggest challenges was finding buses large enough to take our group. So Princess has that same issue as well. We're all competing for the local buses, but the sooner you know, the better. And that's just the way it goes with shore excursions. Now, if you get on the cruise ship and you didn't book a Belfast shore excursion and you go to the tour desk on Princess, they may have something available, but I can't guarantee anything.
Okay,
so does that help?
Yeah, kind of. So in other words, if we have to do this by December 31st. Let's say I want to go on 5 years or 6 years and 3 of theirs. We just tell you, and if they're not booked, you're going to use my credit card and pay Princess directly.
Right, and if we're having some problems with Princess in terms of it's not available, we're going to ask them if you can be put on a wait list. We'll see what we can do for you, and then we'll communicate individually with you what we were able to secure at what time.
I can't believe they're giving you all that work to do. It doesn't seem fair. Whatever.
It's okay. we'd rather take care of you as best as we can.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't call us to tell us. We had to hear from one of
that was pretty obnoxious.
From us with us.
I can't believe you're having to do that. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No worries. And it may be just something that's happening temporary. We're really not sure, so we're just gonna do it.
Okay. Sorry about that. It's terrible.
No, that's what we're here for. All right. Any other questions, love?
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Looks like we have Mary is back with us. Were you able to get your audio, Mary Zuller? No. Sorry, we still can't hear you, hon. We'll have I'm not available the next 2 days because we're doing live shows. So Courtney will give you a call. Okay, Mary? Since we can't hear you. Is that all right, Mary? Okay. All right, Janice?
Yes.
How can we help you?
Okay, so in other words, I added up the tours I want to see, and let's say it's $1,300. Now, you charge me $900, but that's just for the insurance of the tours?
Okay, Janice, I'll have Courtney call you, okay?
Well, another thing I want to ask, the whole time through the trip where we were in our purple and red.
Yes, this is a Red Hat cruise, so do the best you can. I know that not everybody has a million outfits, so we would love for you to have your colors on, 8, because we're here to have fun in our colors, and 2, it helps me point. I can find you with 3,000 passengers. I can say, oh, there's Janice. She's one of ours because you have something in your hair.
Well, what I was asking about the insurance, so if I didn't take out enough insurance to cover my tours, that means I have to pay more, right?
Yes, that is your option. You have that's completely up to you. Because you purchased travel insurance before the increase, you get the discounted rate. Okay, so if you're worried about that, once we know what you're doing for your shore excursions, we can send you that information and you can opt in and say, yes, I want to cover this, or no, I don't want to cover it. Okay.
Well, what does the insurance cover on the tours? Like if something happens and you can't make it there, or?
Okay, so what basically is covered is say you got sick and you can't make a Royal Splendor excursion, then we can make a claim for you to get your money back. Or if the cruise ship, unfortunately, there's some weather issues and we don't stop at a port, then we would put in the claim for you to get your money back. But it's all based on trip cost. So we can explain that more with you individually over the phone.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.
I do want to add that if you have travel insurance with us already, you are already covered for up to $900 for your shore excursions. So I will be updating those totals. So right now it says approximately 900. When you fill out your form and we start making payments, you'll get new invoices that have your more accurate total for shore excursions. So right now, if you have travel insurance, you are already covered for shore excursions up to $900.
Thank you, Courtney. Okay, Miss Linda. You have to unmute. Nope, can't hear you.
Got it. Got a question. On your Dublin tours, they both go to the breweries. Can we not go to the breweries? Because actually both of us get sick from beer smell. What do you do in that case?
So of course you are welcome to hang out outside and walk around and have some free time for sure. Just make sure that when you need to get back, we'll give you time. Please come back to the bus.
Okay, because the issue, we already just signed up for the excursions and we omitted Dublin, but now we'll put Dublin back on.
Okay, so you can edit your form.
Okay.
Feel free to edit your form. That's why we're giving you the whole month. What we really would appreciate is if you did your form as best as you can. Don't say, oh, I need this one today, and then 3 weeks from now you're doing another one and you're doing another one. If you could just think about it, review it, because it makes a lot of extra work for us and we don't want to make any mistakes. So when you're ready, just fill out your form. If you've already submitted your form, you can go back in and edit it. Not a problem. We're not.
How do I do that? Okay. Go back in.
You can get back in the form?
We can, you have to look in your email.
I did. I'm on the form.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can edit.
Nowhere it says edit.
Oh God. Okay, well, we'll just come back and table this for another time because it's getting late.
Okay, well, Courtney has your name down.
Yeah, give me a call, Courtney.
You can always give us a call if you want to edit your shore excursions, and I can do it for you if that's easier.
That would be lovely.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Actually, no calls. It needs to be in writing. Sorry, so that we have a paper trail.
Well, thanks a lot, Courtney.
No, that was Nancy. That was Nancy. Yeah, no,
thanks a lot, Nancy.
I know, but I need it in writing. There's
But where does it say edit?
It doesn't.
It doesn't say edit.
Okay, we're gonna go now. Thank you. Lovely day. We'll just unmute.
All right. Anybody? Let's see here. We had a question in chat saying, will we be doing a Q&A and emailing us? Yes. So give us till early next week. We will be sending this video out with a question and answer document. Some of you, to make it a little bit easier, we probably won't be able to cover everything, so we will try to do our best on that. Let's see here. There was a couple other questions. Deborah wants to sign me up for both tours for Orkney Island if possible. So Deborah, if you could just do the form, I'd really appreciate that. Yes, it is my birthday month. Thank you. It's the last few days. All right, and Jackie, somebody said that Jackie has her hand up. I didn't even see that. So Jackie, are you still here? Lagon?
I'm still here.
Where are you?
I'm not on video.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I did not see your hand. I don't know why. Usually it pops up to the very front. So you're next. How can I help you? Thank you, Sharon.
Just a question on filling out the form. If I fill it out for myself and somebody else, when it comes to the payments, is it only charged to one credit card or can we split it for the two of us?
No, we want to make sure that it's only one credit card. So if
Okay.
so you would have to do two separate forms.
Okay.
If you're going to use two separate credit cards, please.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to hear your voice. All right. Was there any other questions that you may have, hon?
No, I'm good.
Okay, beautiful. Sue, you put your hand up again. How can we help you? Oh, have to unmute yourself, darling.
My question is, if I'm looking at my invoice and my total trip cost hadn't hit the maximum bracket that I already paid for, and I anticipate spending more than $900 on tours, and if I still within that bracket, am I still insured for a couple $100 more worth of tours if my total hasn't hit the $6,000 to $7,000 bracket or whatever, because I didn't have to buy airfare? So that's my question. Can I add up until I hit the, or is it still only $900 on travel insurance on tours?
I'm so sorry, Courtney. Can you answer that? My internet totally popped me out, so I missed the whole question.
Yeah, so right now you're covered for up to $900 for shore excursions. Let's say your total trip cost right now is, for example, $7,100, and you have total shore excursions of $1,200, then you would still be in the same bracket because your total trip cost would be approximately $7,300, for example. So you would still be within the same bracket and there would be no upcharge. The only time that you would get an additional charge, and that would be completely optional, is if you would be put in that second bracket. So let's say your total trip cost right now is $7,900 and you get $1,200 worth of shore excursions, then you will have an option to increase your travel insurance coverage. That is not required. It is an optional additional charge.
And we just look at the chart for the fee to see what the original chart that we got before they raised the price. Correct? Correct. Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Well, we'll go over this in the new year with you too. So once everybody gets their form, and if it all depends on what you're paying and what you want to get covered. So we don't want you guys to get tripped up on that tonight, because we will go through this a little bit more in the new year, and we'll send out something. If you're really over, then we can have a conversation personally just to see what you're comfortable with. Okay, thank you so much, Sue. Mean Gene, you are up.
Yes, I'm still having trouble with this tipping because I probably missed it when my computer went belly up for a while. And it was my understanding that most European nations don't really do tipping.
Well, Europe hasn't, okay, so the US is really into tipping. I would say that tipping is optional, but because we are doing a tour group and they are going to be working really hard to keep us all happy, getting us to all our destinations, making sure we're on the fast track in and out, I would appreciate it if you could look at your budget and put something a little aside to thank them. It is optional, but that's,
well, for the tours, I can see that. I don't mind.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm talking about having a dinner at a pub or something like that, or what have you.
Yeah, for the tours, I'm mostly, that's where I'm coming in. If you're at a pub and you're having dinner, that's up to you. I mean, you don't have to tip if you don't want to.
Well, it might be silly if I don't tip maybe a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to tip 20-25%.
Correct. Yeah, and that's all individual. Whatever makes you comfortable, please feel free to do that.
My wife can tell you I'm a tightwad anyway. Don't have to be, but I am. Was there something else? Okay, I think we're good right now.
Okay.
I have some other things about the excursions later.
Okay, yes, whatever we can do to help you, would be happy to. So thank you for making me smile. Okay, Leah, hello. Thank you for raising your hand. If you'd be so kind to unmute yourself.
Oh, got it. Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. I've got a few questions. I've got two other people in my party too who aren't here, so I've got questions for the three of us, but they're not a lot. First, the Inver Gordon one. They cannot decide which one to do. I guess this is more of a Courtney question. Which one would you suggest to do out of the two?
That's a very good question. I have done both of those tours several times. I love Stirling Castle. I think it's one of the most incredible castles that you can see. I would say Edinburgh Castle is my favorite castle out of all the castles that we're going to, but Stirling Castle is a close second. I have done the Loch Ness cruise several times, and it's very fun, very entertaining. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of knowledge. So that's one of those things where it's just a personal opinion, because I can tell you what I suggest, and I'm personally signing up for the Stirling Castle tour, but that's entirely up to you.
Okay, thank you. And doing it the weather is supposed to be in May?
Yes, so in the UK, where we're going to be going, typically it's between 50 and 60 degrees in May. So it is a little cold. You might need a sweater, jacket. It doesn't really snow there. We are going, late springtime, so it might get rainy. I would suggest bringing a collapsible umbrella for some of those rainy days. I do have to say May is typically not as rainy as sometime in like late August is usually a lot more rainy than in May, but be prepared.
Layers.
Layers.
Dress and layers.
And actually, everything else has already been answered by everyone else. Well, it's a good thing I sat in here. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Tell everyone we said hello.
I will.
Okay. All right. The next, we have someone that says iPhone. Oh my gosh, and I know your name and it went blank. You're on. If I just clicked on you, it says ask to unmute. Blonde hair, wearing a green pullover. And I'm waving at you, and yes, that's you. Yes, you. I'm sorry, it just says iPhone, and I went completely blank.
I don't know why it doesn't show my name. It's Natalie.
That's right, Natalie. Thank you. You've been very patient. How can we help you?
I'll be quick. On the payments, the payment plans for the excursions, I noticed it was like 4 payment plans, 4 payments, $525 each. Now, what I'm curious about is, what if the amount, the total amount of the excursions that you are signed up for don't amount to that total amount? Is the amount that you're going to actually pay on those payment plans going to be based on what you're actually signing up for?
Yeah, so I can answer this one. Those payment plans are based on your shore excursions that you pick. We do have the 3 shore excursions, the 2 for Orkney Islands and Paris. So if you do sign up for those, then those are not included in the payment plan. So that might be why your total would be different than your monthly payment plan total. And we will be combining these monthly payments if you are joining us for the London pre-tour or the Paris post-tour. They do coincide with the same dates as the January and February payments for the London pre-tour and Paris post-tour. So those are all going to go on your Royal Splendor travel invoice.
Okay, so those amounts would have included those trips had somebody signed up for those. Okay, I got it. Excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Courtney. You'll have to look at my internet when you come. I'm all over the place. All right, ladies and gents, this has been an amazing Zoom. Nobody has their hands up, so it looks like we've covered almost every question. Feel free to email, and just, I know we're going to be really busy in the next few days. Just be so kind and give us some time to reply to you. Can you believe it's December 1st, right around the corner? So we're so thrilled that we're at this point. Thank you so much for your patience. And as you can see, it was completely worth the wait. And we just can't wait to see you all in person very shortly. So I'm gonna give you guys a big aloha, but before we go, we need to take a couple photos. I know everybody's not here, but let me get a few, just a second. Oh, let me get out of here. So everybody put your hands up in the air and start looking wild. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Oh.
All right, we're going to do another one. Hold on, let me go to the next page. Thank you for the birthday wishes. That's so sweet of you. Oh my gosh, I turned 50. What did I turn? 55. I'm just saving this particular photo I just took, and now I'm going to take another one here. All right, let me hit save. It's all the new kids in the neighborhood on their internet. They're killing me here. Hit save. Oh, just a second here. Okay. So another one, but oh no. All right, page 2, put your hands up. Hold on. That looks beautiful. I love it. See what my just getting your image ready. And sweet. You're gonna say that. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you again, Courtney. Appreciate all that you do for us, and love you guys. And we will be doing more Zooms in the future. Okay. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good
night.
So excited. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Courtney.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Pat. Hey,
Bye, Nancy. Good night, Rumi.
Good night, Rumi. Did you see Christine? Wait, where is she?
Good night, Rumi.
Courtney, there you are.
See you soon.
Take care.
Night, night.
Thanks,
Bye.
Karen. All right. Sweet dreams, everyone.